I don't think for anybody that's born and raised in the United States that if you haven't been to a third world country, it is not something that you can easily comprehend unless you go see it, live it, and experience it.
And actually the very best idea is we're moving to Africa in 43 days. Our family's packing up with the support of our board of directors, and I think that's the best idea.
Congratulations.
I remember that Janine calling and asking me to participate. I remember going to the meeting and being welcomed by Pam and Beth, and just hearing about all the amazing things that they're doing in Kenya, and just the opportunity to partner with them in some aspect of it. And they were just warm, welcome, and excited about the opportunity to help Janine in Swaziland.
And I really felt like it was really just time to dig deep and say, okay, if I'm going to be a person that everybody thinks is a leader of people and of women in particular, it's time that I really do something.
Because so many people hear and don't say yes. They don't act. They say, oh, that's so sad. Or they say, oh, someone should do something. That's really my favorite. Not, why doesn't someone do something? And I said, well, why don't you do something? And these women said, you know, I should do something. And they stood up and started doing something. They said yes. They hear the stories and they respond.
And our goal started with the idea of helping senior women in U.S. Bank to make sure that they were getting leadership, that they were getting official mentoring, and to put together a program to really do a lot of things that people talk about when you go to conferences, but to actually try to see if you can make them happen. I had a group that looked at various charities because I said, look, it's going to be your decision, it's the team's decision who we want to support, but I have one thing that I want to make very clear. It needs to be something that we can engage in, it needs to be something we can be involved in, and I don't want to just write a check. So because this was about building teamwork initially and about being involved in something that we could be part of. Because my business is global, I really felt that to encompass all the women that we were bringing together, that we needed to do something global. And for me, the goal was to take originally 26 women and now 55 and make sure that they know how to work as a team and to help one another. Because in any business environment, you're not going to get to where you're going because of yourself. It's really about that teamwork and that help and that assistance.
Thank you, U.S. Bank and UPS for helping us, Womenetics connecting us all, and really people through Womenetics, through UPS, through U.S. Bank are now helping us fund. We have a home for abandoned babies.
Just that, as I always tell people, we don't play golf. And so we don't get 4 or 5 hours with a senior person. And most of my women work a lot of long hours and then go home to, in many cases, a family or another life. And they don't have that same luxury, or they won't take that same luxury. And so I feel like, you know, we just needed to do something that was really force them to take some time and to get together and to network and to collaborate.
And now we have 28 babies who've been left on the side of the road, dumped in pit latrines or outhouses, totally abandoned by their mothers or whatever their circumstances were, you know, tied up in plastic bags left under a tree.
And we had a goal initially to try to help 100 children. And we felt like it was a small goal, but if we could do that, that would matter. In less than 2 years, we're up to 500 children. And so we feel, and you know what, in the general scheme of things, we're still so concerned that that's so small, that you just feel like we should be able to do so much more, that we are now figuring out, okay, how do we make that a far more meaningful number?
I've been very blessed to be with Swaziland 5 times, and since 2010. And I would say every day, every trip has been an experience.
Women having other women's back is huge because, you know, so much of the corporate world we're tearing down, and these guys are always there just going, go, 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 Janine, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
I think that's where the passion comes from, because we have been very involved at the grassroots level. We had to like shoehorn one woman out of the nursery last time, like, okay, the plane's leaving, you've got
We check their bags to make sure they don't bring any babies back with them.
Exactly. I find that gives you an enormous amount of perspective, especially, and really when you look at your decision-making skills and your day-to-day, just back in the office. The things that seemed monumental, the things that seemed to be a tremendous issue. I mean, there is nothing that we're deciding at the bank that's truly life and death. So we see with our younger folks coming in that there is a desire to work for a company that provides back to the community. And so I think, again, from a retention and a go-forward standpoint as an employer, I find it very valuable to be able to point to the things that we support through volunteers at the bank or through programs that we put together to our employees, because they will step up.
It's good for the employee, it's good for the company, it's a leadership opportunity, it's what we do in the community, we serve in the community, we're a resident in the community, and it's a personal satisfaction.
I really think that we find with many of our customers and many of our partners, those might be vendors or they might be other corporations, or in our case, other banks, people are very interested in doing business with somebody that they know is supporting the community and charitable at large. So they are happy to engage in a dialogue about what we're doing. They're happy to contribute. And in many cases, we're trying to encourage other corporates to kind of take the path that we've taken and to participate with us.
And then, of course, meeting the women from US Bank has been really life-changing.
Elizabeth brought us together. She brought Janice to us, and Janice has been a godsend. We have all the things that we're going to do in 2 weeks is coming via container ship, thanks to Janice and UPS. So they have really been extremely helpful in terms of helping us get everything to Swaziland.
When the ladies get there in 2 weeks, it will be ready for them to hang their blackboards and put in the furniture and hang the clocks and put the stencils on the walls, and we will be ready to have students start in 3 weeks from now. And we started building in 2013.
And once you start, it's something that you will never stop doing.
You cannot just tell the story of Heart for Africa and not want to be involved.
So it's been a great collaboration, and again, we're all together and sitting here because of Womenetics and because of Elizabeth, so it's been absolutely fantastic.
Womenetics also provides an opportunity or environment for people to network and get to know each other, and then it encourages you to make the step.
We've actually gone to every event and really have walked away with some new thoughts and some new ideas on how we can do more and do more in the community. I think we'd just like to thank Womenetics. I mean, what a tremendous effort from some really wonderful women.
And so without the 3 groups, we wouldn't have been able to bring in 28 babies. And I don't ever want to have to say no to a baby when I get called by the police or the hospital to say, we have this baby, can you take them? I don't want to ever have to say no. And I believe even just through these 3 organizations and 2 companies that we'll never have to say no.
You'll have to come with us and see.
And it's time for citizens and for companies to start to step up and understand there's opportunity there, there's resource there. It'd be beneficial to all of us to figure out how to best use it and to work with the folks and to give them the skills to be what they can be. The ripple effect, you got it.